Incoming transmission.
Picture this. A recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion, and a little bit something different today. Yes, I've decided I'm going to do the walkthrough for Monkey Island 2, and I'm not going to do all this in one go because it's a hell of a long game, so I'm going to split it into its relevant chapters. So today I'm going to be running you through with a sword. No, I'm going to be running you through Chapter 1, the Largo Embargo, and Chapter 2 later in the week, hopefully, and so on and so forth. So I've had much more of a tinker around with the capture stuff as well. The Amiga looking a lot more like the Amiga. So there we go. It looks great. So we're going to crack on, and we're going to select. We've already selected all the puzzles. Now you must select this at the start when you get asked if you want the light version or all the puzzles. You must select all the puzzles. Gimme, or whatever it says at the start. Now, those of you familiar with Monkey Island 2 and haven't played it for a while, sit yourselves down and strap yourselves in, because this is going to be a rather long session, I believe. This is not going to be done in 10 minutes, as much as I would like it to have been done. But there we go. We're going to play through. You guys are going to get complete coverage of Chapter 1, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's get this bit out of the way. Now you always start here, and you've got to listen to the intro bit from the pirates. It's a bit drawn out and boring at this point, but once you've got past this part, the adventure starts. So we're going to have to sit through these guys wittering on about Big Whoop, as you saw in the review the other day, by the way. So if you've already seen the review, you kind of know what to expect for at least a portion of this, but I haven't used that footage again. I've actually gone back and done it from fresh. So that's going to be interesting, I think. So yeah, listen to the pirates talk and get through that. They don't half witter on a bit, though. If you could hear that, by the way, it's the office phone going off in the other room, but I can't be bothered. Told you they wittered on a bit. But yeah, this will go on for a little while. I believe you can skip it, but for the benefit of the people that haven't actually played Monkey Island 2, I thought I'd leave it in. For you guys that have played Monkey Island 2, you might want to skip on the video a little bit. Probably another minute or so. 2 minutes-ish, maybe. I'm just guessing at this point. But yeah, I think this sets it up quite nicely. If you've not played this before, you can see the setup for the game, you can see the setup of the storyline. And the reason I'm doing Monkey Island 2 first, in case you're wondering why I didn't do Monkey Island 1 first, is because I just prefer this game. It's as simple as that. I like Monkey Island 2 better, so I've decided to go with this one first. I will be doing Monkey Island 1 as well at some point in the future, but for now it's Monkey Island 2, and I hope you're going to enjoy it, because I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into this. So here we go, the adventure is now beginning. So you want to get yourself off to the left-hand side of the screen first of all. We need to go and break the sign, like we did in the first instance of the review. So if we go, and your adventure now officially begins. Part 1, the Largo Embargo. Let's get cracking on this. Right, so first things first, and you know this already, if you don't know this already actually, you need to, first of all, we're going to go and pick up the sign, which will break off the shovel, which you're going to need later. Now try and get yourself into the town, and you'll be meted and greeted by him, Little Largo. So let this little scene play out. Doesn't matter what you pick here, by the way, the result is exactly the same. So you might as well insult him, because it's just funny. Love the animations on this scene, by the way. It's absolutely fantastic. Really, really good fun. Like I said, any of the options for the speaking there, completely up to you. Doesn't make a sod of difference. Now, all the money that you did have, he's about to relieve you of. I'd love to play the talkie version of this, by the way. I don't know if the Amiga had the CD version of this, it had the talkie on it. It'd be nice if it did, because I might have to dig that out and have a look. Right, so once you get your interface back, we can begin. Just takes a little bit of loading time. Here we go. So, first of all, we're going to walk over here. And we're going to go into this building here. So you walk to door and you will be greeted with a new building. And you get to meet, well, you'll get to see in a moment who we meet. There he is. So first of all, I'm going to pick up some paper, which you're going to need. You can pretty much do this in any order that you want to, really, but I'm trying to do this in a way that will conserve you the most amount of time. So you want to speak to this guy about everything that you can. And the options are quite amusing, so you might as well make the most of it and talk to the guy about everything and anything. You might have to talk to him more than once, by the way. But you actually want to ask him who he is, because he'll introduce himself, and you want to be knowing these people in this game. It's important. Important! And they'll also have items for you, even if they don't exactly give them to you. So ask him about Big Whoop, to give you an idea of what he knows. If he knows anything at all. He's heavily armed, apparently. So we're freelance. So we will go with that. Doesn't matter, again, what options you choose, doesn't really matter. There's nothing that can prevent you from finishing this, so don't worry about it too much. So you can ask him if he's looking for Big Whoop as well. Now you'll notice he's wearing a monocle. We're going to be utilising that shortly. You can also, I don't know if you realise this, but you can actually speed up the text, but I think I've got this roughly about right to be able to have it coming at a decent pace on the screen, so you should be able to read it without having to pause it or anything. But if you're playing the game, you can use the plus and minus to make the text quicker or shorten it down so that they take a bit longer to vanish off the screen. I've got this on default, which is about right. So we're still talking here. Like I said, there's a lot of talking stuff that needs to be done initially. But you might as well get it out of the way now. No one seems to know what Big Whoop is at this point, by the way. Now you see, there's the 4 sections, you see. So, like I said, I will be going through this chapter by chapter, because if I did it all in one big long video, it's going to take absolutely ages. I might put it together once I've done all 4 parts, put it together in one long video for you guys if you want me to do that. But these 4 sections of the game will be separate, and you can just check them out whenever you want to. I say this is going to take me roughly about half an hour to 40 minutes-ish to finish this off. So I'm keeping an eye on the time. It's taken me nearly 10 minutes to get to this bit. So you can see how quickly this will eat up your time when you start playing it. But if you're a fan of the game and you've always wanted to complete it, then give this a go. Right, so we can leave. If you ask him about rooms and stuff, he'll give you an idea of where you can go. But we're not looking for a room, so it doesn't really matter. So after this, we're going to exit the conversation. There you go, that's all we need to know. Don't worry about the governor's mansion. He'll just tell you that there isn't one, so don't worry about that. You can always come back to him later if you need to. But we don't need to, so we're going to excuse ourselves and disappear. So So first of all, you need to select the pickup and then hover it around there, so when he puts his monocle down, we can grab it straight away. There you go, pick up monocle, grab that, goes into our inventory, and now we've effectively blinded him, so don't we feel good about ourselves? But there we go. So next we're going to go to the hatch on the ship, and we're going to go and talk to the bartender that's down here. We're going to get our first part of the puzzle soon as well. So you want to talk to the barkeeper. Again, doesn't really matter what you talk about. Yeah, boy. I always see him as a rough, gruff kind of guy. So ask him how his business is, and he'll tell you why it's terrible. Or at least you can ask him why it's terrible, I think. But it's all down to Largo, who we're going to see a few times during this video, I believe. And I got most of it right the other day in the review. My memory kicked in shortly after I'd done it, and I sort of remembered where everything else was. It's amazing what happens when you refresh your memory. Here comes Largo again, so I'm just going to be quiet. There you go, Largo has appeared, spat on the wall. We're going to need that. So use the paper with the spit dripping down the wall. We're going to need that later on. I love the fact that Largo has his own theme music as well. I think that's really quite cool. So make your excuses and walk back up onto the main deck. Now walk to the window and climb through. You only need to click on the window. Guybrush will do the rest. Nice soft landing there. So you're going to want to pick up the knife that's on the table. That's exactly what we're looking for there. Nobody will stop you, so don't worry about that. Don't need to talk to the chef. Just exit through the window again and back onto the main deck. Now we're going to take Guybrush out of here and up into the top area, into the other ship area. You'll see where I'm heading now. Just click on the areas and he will automatically walk himself over there. So you'll see some familiar faces here. We'll talk to the pirates, or the men of low moral fibre as they're called here. So you want to talk to them. You don't want to talk to them for too long. Just shout at them. It's fine. Anything will wake them up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I just thought it was funny just to shout at them. Anyway, have a chat with them. Another sort of long-winded conversation is going to ensue here. You can engage them with whatever conversation piece you actually want to talk about. So don't worry too much about what you select. They are obviously in the first game. You will recognise them if you have played Monkey Island 1. If you haven't played Monkey Island 1, you will encounter them when you do. So, right. So talk to them. Ask him what happened to his leg. Because you're going to need to do some stuff with that in a bit anyway. But they'll talk about the performance that they've done and blah, blah, blah. Again, a little bit long-winded here, but the idea here is to get hold of that bucket on the end of the pier. You can see there on the left-hand side of the screen. And you can see that rat moving around. We are going to be dealing with that later as well, but we don't have what it takes to grab hold of him right now. So I will be talking you through that anyway. So let them finish their blurb. It does go on a little bit, guys, so I do apologise. Well, I might apologise for I didn't write the game. But yeah, this is kind of long-winded. But, you know, you've got to invest time in Monkey Island games because there is a lot of chatter. Some of it's really just priceless comedy gold. So it's always worth it. Now, you're going to talk to these guys about whatever you choose. So don't really worry. They're talking about Drinky Island, which they all want to go to. Woohoo! Drinky Island sounds quite good, actually, doesn't it? I wonder if there's like Kebab Island as well. That'd be awesome. So we're talking about Big Whoop again. You get more of a sort of build-up of what's going on. Has anyone found Big Whoop yet? It's that sort of thing. But they have plenty to say to you anyway. The fact that all three of them are animated as well. It's quite nice. They're talking about a glass-bottom boat here, so quite amusing. You can see there's a guy standing over to the right-hand side as well. We'll be talking to him later. There you go. Ask him how much longer is left on the story, just to be cheeky. Always fun. Yes, you bore passers-by to tears with long stories. So, yeah, there's quite a lot of dialogue here, but don't let that put you off. You know, enjoy it, have fun with it. Choose different options that I've chosen if you want to. Doesn't really matter which order you choose them in. You don't have to listen to it all either. You can just wander off if you want to. But he'll ask you to wax his leg, which is just... yeah. So we've got to go and get some polish from the woodsmiths, but, you know, it's not a priority. It doesn't really matter if you don't, but he'll ask for the money. He'll give you the money. You can go and get some polish. And we're going to go and nick that bucket in a minute. So we're going to excuse ourselves from this conversation. Now, they go back to sleep instantly. Reminds me of my wife. Okay, so pick up the bucket. They'll tell you to leave it alone, but as it transpires, it's not theirs, so you can freely pick it up. Naughty pirates. So you'll automatically take the bucket anyway, so don't worry about having to redo that. Now you've got the bucket, we're going to go back to the street. So you need to walk back to the street, just click on the gangplank and it should take you there automatically. Now then, we are going to head over to this ship on the left-hand side of your screens right now. You don't need to engage in conversation with the innkeeper here either. You just do the following. Okay, so you can see there's going to be an alligator down in the bottom right-hand corner. Use the knife with the rope, and that will free the little chap. And you're going to need that because you can't get close to his bowl, which is what we're going to say. Yeah. Peg biter will give you an idea of the comedy that's about to ensue. There we go. Better catch him before he catches someone else. So there we go. Now you can look at the bowl, which you're going to need to do. Look in there and take pick up the cheese squigglies, because we're going to need those for later. Now go and open this door over here. We're going to need what's inside, and we're going to be coming back to this room a couple more times. So get yourself in there, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up the toupee that's on the dresser. You don't need to go into the dresser or anything else. That's all you need. So now we exit through here. And then we can head back to the stairs and back out into the main street. Very, very easy this so far, isn't it? But some of these puzzles are so obscure you wouldn't even know what to do with them. So, oh, a toupee? What will we do with that? You will find out, I promise. So we're going to walk all the way back now, and we're going to go through to the map screen. So if you just continue walking right and walk to the path, you'll get an overhead map screen. So, from there, take Guybrush to the swamp. Now you can do this later if you want to, but it's probably best to do it now. If you use the bucket with the swamp, it'll fill it up with mud, which again we're going to need for one of the future puzzles. And Guybrush is just so thrilled to have a bucket of mud. So now you want to walk and get into the coffin. So use the coffin there, and he'll jump in, and then you can row over to the right hand side until you get to the skull hut, or the shack. And you want to row to the shack, and it'll automatically take over from there. There we go. Now, something I missed in the review here was there's a piece of string on the table which I've completely forgotten about. So first of all, pick the string up, and that'll add it to your inventory. You'll be needing that in a little while. Now walk over to the right hand side, and you'll meet up with the voodoo lady. Voodoo lady. You don't need to do anything other than talk to her in here. You can also hand over the toupee if you want to when she asks you for it. So ask her about Largo, and she'll tell you exactly what she feels about him and what she thinks of him. And it turns out that he was LeChuck's right-hand man, so that's why people fear him. It's not because he's a bully, it's not because he's frightening in the least, but he was once LeChuck's right-hand man. So, why can't she put a curse on Largo? Well, let's just ask her. Apparently she has tried. So she's going to, you can see what's coming next, can't you folks? She wants to make us a voodoo doll, but we need to go and get the little bits and pieces to put in it to make it 100% viable. So we ask her ingredients. Always ask for the ingredients. I think this is automated anyway, so she'll ask in a minute if we've got any of them. I've got my cat on my lap at the moment. It's really hard to play this and fuss this bloody animal. Anyway, here we go. Here's the ingredients that she wants. Again, this is a talky adventure, folks. So if you need to make sure you've got some time to play this, because you will be engaging in conversation with a lot of NPCs or people in the game, as we otherwise like to call them. So yeah, she tells you exactly what she needs and how to get them. So she gives you a list anyway. If you ever get stuck, you can refer back to this, but you shouldn't need to. It's fairly self-explanatory. So we've got his toupee and we've got some bodily fluid. We can give both of those to her now. So we've still got 2 items left to get. We're going to go and get another one of those in a minute. So she'll take both of those and they'll disappear from your inventory, so that's nice. We can keep the paper. That's lovely, isn't it? So we've got spit-encrusted paper, I believe, in our inventory now. So tell her you'll bring some more back later on. You can just go and get the other bits if you want to and take them all in one go. It's up to you guys, whichever you want to do first. This will just show you how to go about getting the various ingredients that you need. Use the coffin again because we're done here. And row back to the left-hand side of the screen until you get back to the swamp. Head to the path, because that's where we're going next. I love this little rowing animation. The fact that they've used the coffin as a boat is brilliant. So, there we go. So keep rowing until you get to the other side, and then row to the shore. Guybrush, row your boat ashore. There we go. So head to the path, and you'll be greeted by the map screen once more. Now we want to head over to the... We're going to go to the beach next, because we need to grab an item from there. I don't need to head to the beach, just to pick up the stick that you can see there behind you. Grab that. Adds to the inventory, and walk back to the path. Now head to the cemetery. In fact, you can see Guybrush tanking his way across the map there. That's where it's quite cool. So once you're at the cemetery, nice little introductory scene here. And the music changes, which is really nice. So you want to head over to the tombstones in the distance. Those bat noises always amuse me. They don't sound anything like bats, but there you go. So yeah, you want to walk all the way over to the tombstones, and you'll get another slight little load. You can see now why this had to be played on a hard drive, kind of. So what you want to do now is use the shovel that you had earlier on with the grave. He will now dig and dig and dig until he reaches down and picks up one of your items that you need. There we go, we've now got the bone of the dead. That's another thing. Yes, your trousers fall down. Thanks, Guybrush. So now you've got the bone of the dead, you have another ingredient for dealing with Mr. Legrand, as you can see here. I like the creepy vibes of the music on this, it's really well done. So now you want to walk back to the path again. Lots of toing and froing in this game, just so you know. Right, so from here, head back to Woodtick. familiar scene. Let's go. Walk back over. Now we can go in and see the woodsmith, or the what would you call him? Carpenter. That would be the guy. So you can talk to him now and get the wood polish that you need for the wooden leg. So you just ask him straight away, could I buy some wood polish? You don't need to engage him in the woodchuck scene. If you want to see that, then head over to my review, because I've included it in that. So there we go. We can excuse ourselves from here. You don't need anything further from this guy. He won't give you anything anyway. So just excuse yourself and leave. See, I was going to tease you there, but I've decided no, I've done this already. So let's just get out of here. Okay. So keep moving over to the left-hand side of the screen. Head back inside here. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to utilise that bucket of mud that we got from the swamp earlier on. So walk to the door and you're going to go back inside Largo's room. Now once here you need to close the door. And you'll see it doesn't shut properly, so use the bucket of mud with the door. And then use the screen that you can see in the left hand corner, and Guybrush will go and hide behind it, because here comes Largo. Splat. There we go. Why are we doing this? Well, this is to get hold of another item that we need. Well, the last item that we need. I love the humour in this game. It's brilliant. So Largo's now going to walk out of here with a bucket of mud on his head. And Guybrush is about to re-emerge and think that probably wasn't the best of ideas. But never mind. So you want to head out of the room now, and we're going to go out back onto the street. So make sure you walk to the stairs, and we are going to be heading out back into the street. And next up we're going back up to the top ship area where the men of moral fibre are, and we're about to see a familiar face, because theme music, yeah. So once Largo's left, you should get control of Guybrush again. You don't want to talk to Marty, because he's just irritating. Walk back to the street. We are now going to head back into Largo's room again. I told you there'd be a few visits here. So walk back to the ship. Get yourself into Largo's room, because there's something in there we're going to need. Right, so head back to the door. Once inside, you'll see the room is familiar. You need to close the door. So close that. Close door. And then you need to pick up the ticket that's on the back of the door. There you go, laundry claim ticket. Pick that up. Open the door again and exit. So we don't need anything else in here. We're pretty much done in there for now. Straight back up the stairway. Now head back up to the ship with the pirates and Marty. I'm going to do two things while we're up here. First of all, does it use stick with boxes? This is memory now. Okay, that doesn't work. So let's try use a string with. No, that doesn't. Okay, let's try opening the box. Yes. Open the box. Ah, there we go. Now use the stick with the open box. Okay. Now use the string with the stick. Yeah, now use the cheese squigglies with the box. And then stand out of the way. Because you need to pull that string in a minute, but the rat needs to come out. So I don't think the rat will go anywhere near the box while you're standing close to it. So I'm going to move my way out of here and see if he'll go over to it now. He doesn't want to have any of that, does he? Right, so you got to make sure you're quite a way away from the box, I think. Let's see if he comes over now. Oh, there he goes. Nope. Oh no, he's decided against it. So I'm going to walk to the middle now. Now the rat... Ah, there we go. He's gone straight down there. So wait till he's chowing down on that and then pull the string. Which now traps the rat inside. We'll try picking up the box. Open the box, I believe. And then you can take the rat out. There he is. Pick up the trapped, cowering rat. So that's that done. Now we need to talk to the laundry guy. Now don't engage him in any conversation. Apart from what you need to. So we're going to talk to him about the picking up some clothes. And he'll ask you if you've got your laundry ticket. Which you now have, of course, because we just stole it from the back of Largo's door. So give him the ticket and he will sort out an item of clothing for you. Presentation on this game is fantastic, isn't it? Graphically, it's just amazing. Love it. Love it. You can see why they didn't focus on putting any sound in, apart from the odd sort of musical cues, can't you? It's a parrot and a peg leg just come past. Again, it's the sense of humour of the game. And here is a pearly white bra belonging to Largo Legrand. Now, you can take that how you will. Now we need to use the wood polish on the peg leg. Doesn't really do anything. He'll give you a piece of 8 back, but that's fine. So there you go. He gives you some money back. And now we can exit and go back to the street. Now, wait for that to load in. Now you want to walk to the window again. This is where the rat comes in, by the way. So, walk to the window and jump inside. Now you want to use the rat with the vichyssoise, which is actually, oh, right next to me. There we go. So put the rat in there, and then you can exit out of the window. And you'll want to head back to the hatch, and we're going to talk to the barkeeper again. This all becomes plain in a minute. So, talk to the barman. And you want to ask him about the stew. And he'll tell you about the vichyssoise being a new on the menu and stuff. So the chef goes in to have a look. The barkeeper goes in to have a look. And then you'll see, obviously, there's the rat swimming around in it. He actually thinks it's part of the ingredient list, which I think is great. Even Guybrush thought it was funny. So he fires the cook, and you can sort of guess now that, you know, we're going to go and... Oh, he's lovely. So off goes the chef. I think let's just feel bad for the guy. We just got him fired. But, you know, it's all in the sense of fun. So here we go. Barman will come back out in a moment. There you go. Gives you his soup, and we decide against it. So there we go. Not hungry anymore. No. So anyway, he's going to offer us a job, which we're going to accept. Why are we accepting it? Because he will pay us. and he'll give you a week's worth of wages. This is what we need from him. So what we're going to do is we're going to head into the kitchens and then promptly exit through the window. We're not there to actually cook. We are there to leave. But we've got the week's worth of wages. We needed that. That was the important part of that. You can see there, 421 pieces of 8. So now we are heading over to the map screen again. I love how this game's split into 4 sections. I think it's really quite good. Or is it 3? I think it's 4. There's 4 chapters, I believe. We will be covering all of them, like I said, but we're going to do them one at a time. So back here. Now we want to head back to the swamp again. And we're going to go and pay another visit to the voodoo lady. And finish off the ingredient list for the doll. So maybe you must use the coffin. He won't automatically get in it if you just click on it. So off he goes. We're going to row over to the shack again. So once you're up there, go and talk to the voodoo lady again. So give her the bone. That sounded rude. Donate the bone. I can't even get through that sentence. And then give her the final ingredient, which is the pearly white bra. Now she'll do her voodoo stuff and present you with a doll. So I'm just going to let this play, because there's nothing more for you to do at this point apart from just watch what she's doing. Once we've done this, by the way, we're going to head back out to the map screen, just to give you a preempted warning of what to do next. So she's going to put all that stuff in the bag for us and mix it all together. 2468, who do we assassinate? Brilliant. So she does a cheerleading section as well, which is great. There you go. And she makes us the doll. So you will have that in your inventory. You don't need to do anything or say anything next. You will just take these things out with you. I should just warn you that because not everything was 100%, that things might not go as planned. So we have to get very close to Largo. How are we going to do that? Well, you'll find out. So first of all, we're going to head back to the coffin. Not pick it up, we're going to use it. Imagine if he picked up the coffin. That would be impressive. So row back to the left hand side of the screen and we're going to head back out to the map. That's what we need to do next. And we're going to go and confront Largo finally now, coming into the final stages of part 1. So row to shore and get yourself out. Once you've got control of Guybrush again, send him over to the path. Once there, you'll be greeted with the map screen, as you are now familiar with. Head back to Woodtick. So you want to be heading back to the ship that has Largo's room, because we're going to be going to see Mr. Legrand right now. So we head into the ship. So head to the door, walk in. Now get ready to use the pins with the voodoo doll quite quickly here. And then it automatically takes over from this point in. So we'll let this little cutscene play, because there's nothing you can do now once you've used the voodoo doll and pins. You just need to sit back and relax, because we've practically finished chapter 1. There's still one more thing we need to do once this is over, but enjoy. he spent his money on what exactly, do you think? Guybrush just can't keep his mouth shut, can he? Boy, it is alive, yeah. There we go. Whoops is right, Mr. Threepwood. So this all now is automated, you don't have to do anything at this point. Wait till you get control of Guybrush again though, and we will head out and do the final part of Chapter 1. Certain undertones of Randall and Hopkirk deceased in this music. Go and look it up if you're not sure what I'm talking about. So you can ask her what to do, any of those options, whatever you want to do. She'll give you a book. You can read it if you want to, but it's not much about it. It's just a bit of info about Big Whoop. You don't need to read it. It's not plot intensive or anything like that. So if you want to read it, go ahead. But it's not important. So, use the coffin and let's get out of here. Do you want to row back over again to the shore? Love the music in this game; it's fantastic. So once here, off we go. Back to the path. Now we want to head to the peninsula, which we haven't been to yet. So if you're not sure where that is, it's right over there, bottom left hand corner of your map. So take Guybrush over there, and we are now going to hopefully get ourselves a ship and get off Scab Island. Right, so you need to, first of all, once you load in, head to the houseboat. Now once inside, you want to talk to the captain that you can now see there. So talk to Captain Dread. Gonna need a bigger boat. So he'll talk to you and you'll try and commandeer a ship from him. So you need to charter a ship. He's gonna give you a bit of bad news though, I'm afraid, because look, he can't charter a ship because he lost his lucky sailing necklace. Now, we happen to have something that might be a decent substitute. Ooh, what's that? I hear you cry. But here we go. Exit your conversation because you don't need to talk to him anymore. Well, not yet anyway. Now what you need to do, because it's going to plant you, it's going to take you back outside, I think. Go back inside the boat. Now you need to give the monocle to Captain Dread. So give him that. And he will accept that as his new sailing necklace. There we go. And now he's going to say that you don't have enough money, blah, blah, blah. But in fact, we do. We do have enough money, which is always nice. So you want to ask him to charter a ship. Don't need to talk to him about his dreadlocks if you don't want to. It's up to you how much dialogue you want to do. But you can see from here we're on the 45-minute mark. And that's with keeping conversations down to a minimum. Apart from the men with moral fibre. Low moral fibre. So he wants 20 pieces of 8 and he thinks you don't have it. And yet you do. So this is it, folks. The end of Chapter 1. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will be working on Chapter 2 this coming week, so hopefully by the end of the week we should have Chapter 2. Anyway, stay retro and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now!